Since making the decision to part with Ken Wisenhunt in early November, controlling owner Amy Adams Strunk has been diligently working on her plan to construct the Tennessee Titans football leadership. She's delved into research as if she was taking a doctoral class, reading, watching, listening, and talking with people from various areas, including her fellow NFL owners. Her goal with Titans team president Steve Underwood: leave no stone unturned in figuring out how to best construct the Titans football brass. And as she started the interview process on January 6th, Amy Adams Strunk was prepared, but knew the stakes were high.
Steve asked me, well, did you sleep well last night? No, I didn't sleep well. I woke up in the middle of the night thinking about all this. You know, it's a huge decision for our organization. I want to be deliberate. I want to use resources. We have a lot of knowledgeable people here. I want to listen to what they have to say. But at the end of the day, it's going to be my name on that decision. And, you know, I'm going to have to own it. And it's going to be very hard. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always up for a challenge. As people get to know me, they'll know I'm ready for it. I'm totally up for it.
All of the interviews took place in this conference room here at St. Thomas Sports Park. But the interviews themselves were the final part of a very long process. The research, the study, the list, the paring down of the lists would seem like it would be a lot to take in for someone who'd been controlling owner of an NFL team for less than a year. But for Amy Adams Strunk, it wasn't too much. Remember, she spent a lifetime as Bud Adams' daughter, which means her football education began at the age of 6.
I think I am decisive. Being involved in the NFL as a daughter of an owner for so many years, I saw a lot of things, different coaches, different general managers, winning teams, losing teams, happiness, sadness. I've seen it all. And so I think it gives me a unique perspective on some of these issues. My dad was my dad. It was his team. He didn't call and ask me my opinion, and that's okay. But, we all had opinions. I watched it. I'd wonder about things. And, he did a lot of work at his breakfast table. That was his office. And a lot of time was spent at that breakfast table listening to what was going on. It was very interesting. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. My dad had a lot of influence in our development as kids. I saw my dad in the beginning years. He was pretty quick on the trigger. We won 2 AFL championship games, and, he fired his coach, Lou Rimkus. You had the bum years, and if I had to guess, I bet Daddy would have liked to have had bum back, but, things happen, and, I think you learn that it isn't always greener. You need to have some patience, but when the big decisions need to happen, you need to make them. In the long run, it takes a person that can step up to those hard decisions, and I've never had a problem doing that. I like to think it out. I like to dwell on it. I don't want to be rash and quick. I like to make sure it's the right decision. But once I make that decision, I own it.
Do you think that other owners are watching to see what you do?
I do. They're watching to see what I'm doing. I don't blame them for that. I'd be watching too. I'm the new guy. Even though I feel like I've been around a long time, I'm the new guy on the block. And let's see how she's going to handle herself. So yes, I feel like I do, but I don't think I have to do it this year. I want to fit in, but not push in, if that makes sense. I want to let them get to know me.
One thing that you've emphasized throughout the entire process is the men that you select must fit Nashville. What exactly does that mean?
Nashville is special. I know I don't live here, but that doesn't mean I can't love Nashville. And I want to be a part of Nashville. And these men need to be a part of Nashville too. I don't take that lightly. I want to bring in the best person for the job, but I want to bring in the fit that fits Nashville. Our fans are important. I want to do everything I can to get this team back to its winning ways. Winning's fun. There's just nothing like it. You wake up Monday morning and you feel good. I want to feel good on Monday instead of analyzing what went wrong. I'm ready to analyze about how great we are. And let's keep going. Let's get there.
It took almost 2 weeks to get there. That's how long the interviews for head coach and general manager lasted. Amy Adams Strunk made 3 separate trips to Nashville to conduct those interviews with Kenneth Adams and Steve Underwood. Her 2 hires might have been done separately, but she made them with the idea that they would be a strong pairing. She chose to promote Mike Mularkey from interim head coach to the full-time post, and she hired a 40-year-old personnel prodigy from Union City, Tennessee, John Robinson, as the Titans' new general manager.
We had 6 strong candidates, very impressive guys. All of them would be good general managers. I knew going in that, I'm going to have to make a choice. There's going to be someone that separates themselves. And John came in and was that guy. 12 years with New England. We all know New England's a machine as far as evaluating talent and putting out a good team. He had the credentials that were impressive right away. We knew he was an excellent talent evaluator. He was just way good at that, and that was probably the most important thing for the Tennessee Titans going forward. He came in, he was impressive, he was confident, he just looked like he was going to be an excellent fit for us.
Was there a moment in the interview that John grabbed you that you looked across the table and you said, that's our guy?
I think when he was talking about Tampa and what he'd done there for Jameis, I was like, okay, I like this. We all know we got to protect Marcus. We have to have a plan for Marcus. We have to develop Marcus. He came into Tampa, and what they did for Jameis was just impressive. And I was like, wow, they had a plan, they stuck with it. Jameis stayed upright all 16 games. He had a great year. And, going forward, I want a plan like that for our team.
And you see the 2 things come together in that plan with Mike Mularkey as the head coach. Mike Mularkey had been your interim head coach for over 2 months. You felt very strongly about him all the way through. What did he do to make you feel so comfortable that you would take the interim tag off and make him the full-time head coach of the Tennessee Titans?
Mike took on a very difficult job. We all knew that. And when he came in, we were going to have a little bit of a culture change. And I mean culture change from the players down to staff, just the whole way. And he did that. I saw slowly that people started buying into what Mike had to say. Some fans are going to be disappointed, and I feel that disappointment. I've been a fan, and I know how frustrating it is that you don't get a say, but he just inspired a lot of confidence. The players love playing for him. He has a vision for how he's going to fix our team and move our team forward and get us back winning. I feel that the combination of John and Mike is a really strong combination.
Why do you like John Robinson and Mike Mularkey so much together? Can you describe that?
It's very different. It's going to bring a real dynamic to the building, I think. For everybody, we're all going to feel it. I'm very excited for what's going to happen in these coming months. We've got the draft. We got the #1 pick. We're going to be first on the waiver wire. It's just going to be huge. And to have someone like John collaborating with Mike, making these picks, it's going to be great. The bottom line was, who do I want making that #1 pick, all the draft choices for years to come? And John Robinson was the guy for me.
Finally, last question.
Yes.
You've been through this process now for a long time, not just the last 12 or 13 days. You started this back in the fall. You've done all the research. You've been through all of it. I know you're probably glad to see it come to an end, feeling like you have your 2 men in place. What's the biggest thing you've learned through all of this about the NFL, about the Titans, about anything through this experience in your life?
I think that you have to have an open mind. If you ever think you know everything, you're just dead in the water. I've learned from everyone we interviewed, from all the people in the building, you got to keep growing and keep learning. Just don't be stale. Just get out there and keep doing whatever it takes to make this organization a better organization and a better place to work.